Well, it looks like Vanderpump Rules may be beginning production again sooner than we thought. We have some new MomTok drama. And is the cast officially ditching Jax Taylor? Is he on the outs? What's happening? All right, let's get into it. You're listening to No Filter with Zach Peter, your go-to source for all the latest pop culture and reality TV tea, served fresh all week long. Now, let's dive in. What's up, guys? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome on in, welcome on in, welcome on in. Look, we have Lauren from Atlanta, Georgia. We got Cindy, we got Rashonda, we got Urka Pie, we got Cassie. What's up? We got Sydney. Will Mom Talk survive the day? That's the question of the day. Will Mom Talk survive this? If there's one thing Mom Talk is going to do, it's going to survive this. So, what's going on, guys? I hope you're enjoying Mom Talk and I almost said Real Housewives, Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, which is Hulu's new reality show. I think I'm ready for a reunion now. We need the reunion, right? We need to get it going on. But yeah, whew. Lexi said, so did the first episode happen way earlier in production? There had to be a timely. Yeah, there was. Okay, so we're talking about Secret Lives of Mormon Wives on Hulu, which is the show of the weekend that everyone's now talking about. Yes, there was. So episode 1, I believe, was the pilot episode. And so I believe that's what the footage that was filmed to pitch the show to get the show greenlit with the network, assuming Hulu was the one that greenlit it. And so once they had the pilot ready, then from there, they were able to pick cameras back up, which it looks like it took 11 months between filming the pilot into when the show was actually greenlit and production began. So that's why you see that time leap. And since there's an 11-month difference, then the pilot episode where we see Taylor like thinking that she might be pregnant, obviously at that time she wasn't pregnant because the timeline doesn't add up, right? Because there's an 11-month gap in between episode 1 and episode 2. So she was pregnant. She found out she was pregnant after that, after the pilot. So, yeah. But I mean, what a good episode. We're going to do a members only tonight. So we're shifting our members only schedule from Thursday nights to Tuesday nights. Thursday nights have just become way too challenging for me to do. Just because now that events are back in like full swing, a lot of events happen on Thursday nights and it's just challenging with my schedule. So I think we're going to move the members only episodes to Tuesday evenings, live streamed on YouTube, and then of course automatically make it available on the podcast. But No Filter Plus for Apple Podcast listeners. Thursday nights are a bitch. They are a bitch, Kristen. Thank you. I appreciate you understanding. Sydney says, yeah, Thursday nights didn't work. Yeah, I feel like Thursday nights are, challenging. Brian says he's soft swinging today. Soft swing. So there's no penetration, right? We're soft swinging. But yeah. I liked Whitney in the beginning, but really grew to dislike her. Yeah. Whitney definitely became the villain. I'm going to give you all of the behind the scenes of my interview with Whitney and Macy. So be sure to join members only tonight, so you can get a little more details about that. What else? Whitney is calculating. Yes, I agree. I think Whitney's calculating. But so the drama, the Mom Talk drama, is Jessi is coming for Whitney now in the comment section. So I obviously have been posting clips about my interview from with Whitney and Macy, and then Jessi decided to jump into the chat, and she commented, she's like, Whitney's speaking on a group she's no longer a part of. I was like, what? And then you see a lot of the press that some of the other girls have been doing lately, and all of the girls seem to be doing press without Whitney. Like Whitney only seems to be doing press with Macy, so Macy kind of seems like the only person that's even talking to Whitney right now. So, whew, I don't know, guys. It's looking spicy. It's looking interesting. So, can't wait for the interview. I posted the interview. The interview dropped on Monday, my love. So, crazy, crazy, crazy. It's definitely looking like Jessi is not laying off Whitney. She's keeping her stiletto on Whitney's neck, which interesting. Interessante. So I feel like Whitney burned all the bridges, but we'll see. We shall see where it goes from here. I had to finish binging the show before I could watch your interviews. Well, yeah, because I told you all the spoilers are in the interview, which the interview is doing really well right now. I'm surprised people like actually binged the show over the weekend in its entirety. Now I'm like, okay, now we need a reunion. Now we need season 2. I don't know if and when season 2 will go into production. I assume, I mean, it was the number 1 show on Hulu over the weekend. So I would assume it's going to be greenlit for a second season. Like everybody's talking about it. The strategy team, the PR strategy behind it, very fucking smart. I'm just gonna say that. Really smart. I was able to kind of watch it behind the scenes and it oh man. I was on a Selling Sunset. How is Selling Sunset? Is it good? Is it good? We'd love you as a reunion. I would love to host a reunion. Hulu, hit me up. Let's do it. I don't even know if there will be a reunion though. The opening alone is fire. The opening of uh Selling Sunset or the opening of Secret Lives? Secret Lives is good. Did any of those ladies out in Salt Lake Bravo needs to get it together? Did those ladies out Salt Lake on Real House of Salt Lake? They're very different shows, but yes, I agree. Um, I think that they definitely outshined Real Houses of Salt Lake City. They're very different, though. I would compare this show, Secret Lives, more to Real Girlfriends in Paris. I don't know if anybody watched Real Girlfriends in Paris on Bravo. I feel like Bravo really missed the mark on that one because Real Girlfriends I thought was good and had potential and had longevity, but they just didn't market it very well. They didn't give us. They didn't give us like the girls at BravoCon. Like, I just felt like they could have done so much more to really push Real Girlfriends in Paris because I thought that that show had legs, and it was just obvious that they weren't interested in really keeping it alive, which I thought was a bummer. But I feel like this is kind of like a Real Girlfriends in Paris. They're younger, you know, and some people are like, "Oh, I hate influencers. I hate this. I hate that." But I'm like, it's actually I didn't it didn't give off, you know, influencer whatever. Like I just it was good. Um, yeah. Kat says, I agree. And I think Victoria from Real Girlfriends in Paris is a great reality. Oh, absolutely. And there was drama. Yeah, it was just Real Girlfriends in Paris was great. Great, great, great. Okay. Let's see. What else? What else? What else? That's the Secret Lives drama. Oh, let's talk. Oh, I will say this. I have another special guest on the podcast on Wednesday of this week. And I'm just gonna tell you right now, this interview is gonna ruffle some feathers. I can already tell you Twitter is gonna be lit tomorrow because a lot of people are gonna have a lot of things to say about the interview. Um, we get into a lot. We get into a lot, and it's a good one. Yeah, it's a good one. It's, you know, the guest is a lightning rod, and I just, you know, wanna say it's definitely gonna ruffle some feathers, a faux show. For sure, for sure, for sure. So get ready. Tomorrow will not be a live. It will be it was a pre-recorded interview that I taped yesterday that will air on the podcast on Wednesday. So just be ready for that. I love when you ruffle feathers. I love when I ruffle feathers too. Okay, what else is going on in the world? Lisa Barlow lost her ring. Everybody was talking about it. Poor Lisa Barlow. Lost it again. But I think the original ring that she lost was 75,000, right? So this new one that she lost is 100,000. Um, Page Six reported that she lost it at a New York Fashion Week. She was dancing and dance. She was dancing like Wednesday and dance, dance, dance with my hands, hands, hands in the air, air, air. Da, na, 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 na. But so she, I guess, was dancing New York Fashion Week, and her $100,000 ring fell off, and it's gone. So R.I.P. to Lisa Barlow's ring. Um, Yeah, she lost another one. Lost another one to Ditech. What was that? Um, an insurance scam. Well, I mean, people can lose like a ring is something that can very easily like slide off your finger at a party. But I mean, $100,000, like you would think you'd be a little more on top of that. But yeah. So let's talk Vanderpump Rules. Vanderpump the Valley. Let's give you an update on that. So according to TMZ, and normally TMZ is pretty solid, pretty on lock, right? Except for the fact that they said that Beyonce was performing at the DNC and Beyonce did not perform at the DNC. Um, but TMZ is reporting that Vanderpump Rules is expected to go back into production this fall with most of the cast. Uncertain who exactly, but they have a source that's claiming it will be going back into production soon, before the end of the year for sure, and that majority of the cast will be back. There are also rumblings and rumors that this may be the final season of Vanderpump Rules, and this is going to be a farewell season, which is what I said they should have done last season. Let Scandival kind of tie up Scandival in the first like one or two episodes, and then from there make it a shorter season and just let this be everyone's farewell season where they sail off into the sunset, which I thought would have been a perfect ending, right? Lala has her second baby and moves on with mom life. Schwartz decides he's going to put all his eggs into Schwartz and Sandy's and really becomes more hands-on there. Katie and Ariana open up their sandwich shop and they launch their business. Sheena and Brock buy a new home and settle in the valley. All of these things I feel like where James and Allie buy a house in the valley and, are finally settling down. Maybe we got a proposal by the end of the season. I don't know. But I felt like that transition was the perfect way to wrap it all up. But so there are rumblings. Again, these are all just rumors. There's no confirmation from the network. I believe the cast is all still in the dark about what's going on. So as of right now, we don't have any clear answers. But if this is a farewell season for Vanderpump Rules, then I think that is a smart way to get the audience still into Vanderpump Rules. Because I feel like this last season, even though it did really well, because like all of the episodes got like what over a mil per episode per week. Um, the audience was starting to get fatigued by it. So I feel like most of the audience probably won't want to tune into another season of Vanderpump Rules. But if you want to get them to tune into it, then this is an easy and great way to do that by telling people this is the farewell season. So that we all go into it knowing, all right, this is our senior year. We're going to get to graduation by the end of it. At least we're all in this together. It's the final semester of senior year. Let's do this. We're all in this together. Additionally, TMZ is reporting that there's a spinoff that is currently in the works at SUR. Now, it's not supposed to be a complete reboot of Vanderpump Rules, but from what's being reported, it's a show that will follow cast members from SUR and from Tom Tom. Now, it is just in the early stages. Nothing has been greenlit. They have been reportedly filming for the past couple of weeks, uncertain of who's actually on the show or what the focus of the show is going to be aside from Vanderpump Rules, but this does appear to be like a spinoff. I wonder if they're going to call it like Vanderpump Rules Next Gen or something. I don't know. But that seems to be what's in the works. But similar to like Dorinda Medley's Bluestone Manor spinoff show, it hasn't been greenlit. Just like as we were talking about Secret Lives of Mormon Wives when they filmed the pilot. So they didn't film that pilot in 1 day or 2 days. Like that was, weeks of filming that they edited together into a pilot. That's what they're doing for this right now is they're putting together likely a pilot, some sort of pitch, a proposal that they'll likely take to the network, and then the network will decide whether or not they'll want to greenlight it from there. So there is a spinoff in the works. However, it has not been greenlit, so let's not assume that the spinoff is coming. It's just in early stages of development or mid stages of development, right? Because they at least have some sort of cast together, they have some sort of production team. We'll see. Kristen Doty got engaged over the weekend. Congrats to Kristen Doty. Her and Luke seem to be very happy. And then the cast took their first cast trip. Well, I guess that we've seen from this season. Because we saw that they took like what was it, like Big Bear? They like went on like camping trips. So it seems like they're doing another one of those like, you know, group vacation trips. Where did they go? They went to Hawaii. They went to Hawaii, but the only person absent from the trip appears to be Jax Taylor. So it seems like the cast, Zach with the hair on the Valley, he was also saying that he tweeted something about how like it's crazy how a person can go to rehab and come out of rehab even worse than they were before. So it seems like the cast is not particularly happy with Jax and him being left out of this trip. Seems like the cast may be banding together to ice him out of the show. He was just on his podcast and he was talking about treatment and how he loved treatment and how he didn't want to leave treatment. Interesting. I'm curious to see why he left treatment, right? Because he made it seem like he left reluctantly and he didn't want to, and he was crying and he left treatment because um or he loved it because there was structure. He woke up, he knew what his schedule was, there was breakfast time, there was all that stuff. So I don't know, guys. I don't know. We shall see. TBD. But yeah, definitely seems like Jax Taylor is hanging on by a thread with this cast. They just don't like him. Which I mean, Jax is just being Jax, right? But I think everyone wants to rally behind Brittany and wants to, make sure they're being supportive of her. Understandably, like Jax has not been great. And even listening to him talk about treatment, like there's something about Jax that has this like disingenuous vibe to him, where it's just like, I don't believe you. I don't believe that not that you genuinely mistreat me. Like it feels like you're just feeding us the bullshit that you feel like people want to hear to vindicate you in some way. Um, and if your friends and your wife, if they're not buying it, then like, or your soon to be ex-wife, if they're not buying it, then why should we? You know? Is Jax living with Schwartz? I don't know. Is he? I haven't heard that. Maybe. Don't know. Don't know. Don't know. Kat says, I don't think he can ever not be completely selfish. Yeah. Marianne Stout says that he says what he thinks will make him shine. Yeah, and that was the impression that I got from the clip I saw of his podcast was that he was just trying to appease people to win them over to garner sympathy, which I feel like is a common tactic that we've seen him use on Vanderpump Rules time and time again. And it just seems like the cast of the Valley, not interested, not going to entertain it. But on the note of Vanderpump Rules, Lala Kent had her baby last week, baby girl, and the name is officially out. And the name of the baby is Sosa, 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 which in Spanish means soda. Um, and I guess in Portuguese, it means from salt water, which makes a little more sense given her first daughter's name is Ocean. So we have Ocean and Sosa, both, related to bodies of water. Congrats to Lala. Listen, baby number two, she's doing it all on her own. Props to her. Good for her. Be well. Sosa like salsa. Ah, see, and that's what kids are gonna call her in school. They're gonna call her salsa. Sosa, I don't love it, but if she likes it, that's a matter. Yeah, it's not my favorite name. Water babies, yes, but they're not even Pisces babies. But um, yeah, I agree. If she likes it, sure. I mean, people gave Gwyneth Paltrow shit for naming her baby Apple. Everyone's had interesting, unique names. It's definitely a unique name. I haven't really heard it before, but yeah. Lala is Brazilian, so it makes sense that she would choose a Portuguese name. Do they speak Portuguese in Brazil? Um, maybe. I don't know. Is it because she sells water? She doesn't sell water. She should come up with a sparkling water brand, though. No, actually, no, I take that back. I don't like this, like, trend of mocktails or this trend of, non-alcoholic seltzers that are being sold. I'm like, "You're buying LaCroix, sorry, some people are like, "It's not LaCroix." I mean, it's pronounced LaCroix with the way it's spelled and the proper pronunciation would be LaCroix, but people call it LaCroix. It's Pellegrino. You're literally you're trying to sell me Pellegrino at a premium price because you wanna call it a mocktail. Not gonna happen. Not gonna buy it. If I want a mocktail, if I want a beverage without alcohol, I'll get a Pellegrino and ask for some lemon on the side. But yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I see now all these like different mocktails that are literally the same price as the canned cocktails. They're canned mocktails. And I'm like, it's literally just a bunch of sugar and different flavor. Like, no, buy yourself a bottle of juice. No thank a juice and a sparkling water, and you can make your own concoction. They have different types of lemonades. Like, I don't know, you have options, but like you're wasting your money buying mocktails because it's a premium price for something that doesn't even have alcohol. And don't even get me started on the zero spirit spirits. Have you seen those zero proof spirits where they have like a tequila that's zero proof tequila? It tastes like tequila. I'm like, why do I want it to taste like tequila if it's not going to hit like tequila? You know what I mean? Like, why, no, no, thank you. Yes, it's sugar and flavor. Exactly, Joe. So Zach is saying that mocktails are a try hard. Yeah, I don't like mocktails. I think they're stupid. I've said that from the beginning. I don't like mocktails. Sorry. Don't give me the mock. I'll take the full cock tail. Agree. If you're going to pay that price, I want that. Yeah. Like honestly, when you go out now to have like a drink, like listen, I get Carl Radke and he's sober, whatever. Now he has like a sober bar that he opened up in New York, and I'm just like, why do we need a sober bar? Like, just call it a coffee shop, you know? Again, because the prices of mocktails are ridiculously expensive. Also, I'm not buying a zero proof alcohol. I went to, I forgot where, I was at the market or Target, I was somewhere, and I saw a bottle of wine and it was on sale. And I was like, oh, a nice bottle of rose. It's on sale. It looks pretty. It's from Switzerland. Oh, okay. I got home and then I looked at it and it was zero proof wine. I was like, "Why the hell do I wanna buy a bottle of wine that doesn't do anything to me?" Like, what is the point? Like, honestly, what is the point? Who would wanna taste tequila and not get drunk? So thank you, Sydney. Laura says, "Do you get fake drunk on fake tequila?" I guess. I don't get the point of it, though, you know? Zero proof tequila. Yeah, they're what is it? Not ritual. What is it? They're zero proof spirits. Um 0, let me see a proof. I don't wanna try I just see that I've seen them the growing trend. Ritual, yeah, Ritual 0 proof. Bright, bold, booze-free, bittersweet, spirit-free zest. Revolutionize your mocktails, no alcohol, just pure aperitif, non-alcoholic. Look at they have a tequila alternative. Yo, why do I want a tequila alternative? I want tequila or don't give me anything at all. Ritual, zero proof tequila alternative. I don't want a tequila alternative. I want tequila or no or nothing. Experience the earthy agave flavors and pleasant heat. Why do I want heat if it's not going to burn my soul? If it's not going to burn my inhibitions, I'm good. Ritual Zero Proof Tequila Alternative, the highest rated spirit alternative in the world, crafted with high quality ingredients and natural botanical flavors. Our award winning tequila substitute delivers the same grassy flavor, smoky aroma, and bright fire of traditional tequila without the alcohol, the calories, or the hangover. But guess how much it is? $32.95. Are you fucking kidding me? You think I want to spend $32.95 and not get buzzed? Nah. What do you think? I just fell out of a coconut tree? No, thank you. These people are getting bamboozled out of their money. Have a Pellegrino. Better yet, Whole Foods has the knockoff Pellegrino that's like flavored sparkling water. I get that. It's not even $2 for the big bottle. Sheesh. Yeah, I could never justify drinking that many calories for no pleasure. Yeah. Honestly, though, truly, Michelle says, makes me think of being a kid drinking Welch's sparkling cider and thinking I was badass. Yeah, and you're really just guzzling sugar. Lauren says, when Lala first got sober, she said she missed having a shot with the group. Maybe a mocktail would make her feel less FOMO. Then get a shot of orange juice, like, get a shot, like, of something. Like, I'm not saying not get a shot, I'm just saying investing your money into these mocktails that they're charging the same. Like, listen, if you ask the bartender, "Hey, give me a shot of grape juice," or not grape juice, grapefruit juice, because they usually have that behind a bar, or if you want a little bite to it, give me a shot of some lemon juice, right? Give me a shot of some lime juice. They're not gonna charge you $12 for that, but they charge like $18. Like, the prices of mocktails are insane at some of these restaurants. I'm like, y'all are tripping. No, thank you. I understand the missing, shots, but like do the Christian Cavallari thing and take water shots. Take a Pellegrino shot, a soda water shot. Take a shot of Diet Coke. I don't know. I don't care. That way you're still having the vibe, but like, you know, it's cheaper to get lit. Yeah, I would rather get lit. Joe, Carl Radke would have something to say about this since he's opening a non-alcoholic bar and a cafe. Yeah, I know, and I think it's dumb. Listen, do you live your best life? If you want to be sober and you choose to be sober, good for you. I was just having this conversation with my friend Jess the other day. She hosts hot takes and deep dives. And we were having this convo because she doesn't really drink. And but she'll drink on occasion, but she's, like, not somebody that, like, needs to drink when she's being social, and she has a lot of friends that are sober and whatnot, but I was just like, "Yeah, like, I respect your choice to be sober." I think it's a little boring, but I respect your choice to be sober. Good for you. You do you, right? But, like, you can't tell me that, a mocktail is equally as fun as like, it's ridiculous. The prices are insane. Truly insane. Distinguished guest says, "Non-alcoholic bar, dude. We can really have coffee shops and juice bars." That's what I said. That was my point. Like, have a cafe. Go to a cafe. You know, like also like why? I don't know. What are you going out on a Friday night to do? Go to the movies. Like, why do you need to go to a bar? Let alone if somebody tries to take me to a non-alcoholic bar, I'm gonna be like, no, thank you. That sounds awful. That sounds like I'm gonna spend a lot of money and have not a lot of fun. Not to say that the only way to have fun is to drink, but, like, it definitely makes things more interesting. So, yeah, you know, a Utah-style soda shop. Yeah, that was crazy when we saw how many different types of soda shops they have. Oof. Marianne Stout says, "You do you, I do me. I don't force you to leave. I don't force you, leave me make my own decisions." I do wanna go to Utah for a soda shop. I do too. Those soda orders were wild. They were wild. I kinda just wanna go to one of those soda shop places just to, like, experience what that's like, you know? That's wild that they have shops just dedicated to soda. Crazy. Okay, what else? Kim and Kroy. Kim and Kroy. Candy Box says, "It's perfect for Project 2025. You in for that now, ZP?" What does a soda shop have to do with Project 2025? And no, I'm not in for Project. Why would I be in for Project 2025? What do you think? I fell out of a coconut tree? Sheesh. Sydney says same, but not going daily for a 44-ounce. Yeah, a 44-ounce soda daily is kind of wild. And then you see all the different moms on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, and they're all like guzzling their like big gulp style sodas. That was wild. That's better than mocktails. Yeah, at least you're not paying a mocktail price, you know? Brian says, "I'm gonna be honest, me on edibles is way more fun to be around." Listen, whatever, release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin. No one else can. Marianne says, "No more Kim and Kroy." Well, this is just a quick update. So Kim Zolciak was talking to TMZ, and she basically says that Kroy is a deadbeat and has been a deadbeat since the beginning of their marriage, and he's just leeching off of her, essentially, right? And then he responded, I think he posted on his Instagram story, and he responded saying that Kim is a narcissist and this is narcissist abuse, and um, he feels imprisoned in his marriage to Kim. And I'm just like, the two of you are exhausting. Like, truly exhaust. Like, move out of the house, get away from each other, move forward with your divorce, stop banging, and just, or like, leave us alone. If you want to be in this toxic chaos cycle, Like, we don't need to be caught up on this hamster wheel, right? Or give us a reality show where we can watch it all kind of play out, right? We need another Salmon Ron. So I'm trying to keep my hair, give it as much oomph and volume as I can. I have to tape the pop report after this, and we have a pop report photo shoot after this. So after that, so oof, booty, 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 rocking everywhere. Michelle says they probably get 2 of those 40-ounce sodas for less than the money you would pay for a mock. Yeah, you know what's crazy? We have this little corner store. It's a pharmacy, but it's like a corner store. I joke and call it the bodega. Um, but there, they have, like, a Diet Coke, like, the cans of Diet Coke for $1. And I was like, $1 for a Coke? Like, what? That's crazy. Like, it's $1. That's 99 cents. When's the last time you went anywhere? They don't even have a dollar menu at McDonald's anymore, do they? You know? I'm just like, "Wow, $1 for a diet? That is cheap." And then get this, um, well, yeah, and you buy a mocktail, and a mocktail is like upwards of 15, 16, 17, $18. Crazy. $18 for a mocktail is insane. Like, you are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, cuckoo for coconuts. Um, but so I went to Whole Foods yesterday because I had to buy dog food. And so I'm at Whole Foods. I'm getting food for me. I'm getting food for the dogs. And then there was this guy, and he was um, sampling his drink. And it was a canned cocktail, or not a canned cocktail, but it was a ready to serve cocktail, and it was, an old fashioned, and lately I've been into old fashions. I've enjoyed a good old fashioned vibe on occasion, but so I feel bad because he was, like, sampling these, and I liked it, and I liked the old fa it was a little sweet for my liking, but even the ready to drink cocktails, right? Not just mocktails. The ready to drink cocktail market, ridiculously insane, the prices that they wanna charge people. So it was like a little bottle. It was a bottle maybe about this big, right? This big, and it was a bottle of a ready to drink old fashioned. And I want to say it was like almost $30 for that little bottle of a ready to drink. Because at first I was like, oh, it's smaller than like an average bottle of whiskey. Okay, I get it. Um, I was like, "What?" Literally, I was gonna get it, I was like, "No, I'm not gonna get any alcohol because I know if I get a bottle of wine, if I get whatever, and I have it in the house," like, I didn't wanna drink. I don't like drinking before going into a photo shoot, just 'cause I don't wanna look, like, puffy or, like, tired or anything, but I was just like, $30 for a ready to drink. I'm sure there are maybe quite a few cocktails in that little bottle that you can serve because an old fashioned, whatever. But my point being, a bottle of whiskey that price is also you can get a bottle of whiskey for like 30, $40, right? And it's 100% whiskey. This is not 100% whiskey. This is a ready to drink cocktail. So I'm literally paying more money for you to add what? Like, what additional ingredients are in an old fashioned? Let's look up the old fashioned recipe. It's not what is an old fashioned? Um, Sugar, bitters, water, and whiskey. Sugar, bitters, so I'm paying for sugar and bitters and water? No, thank you. I will literally buy a full-sized bottle of whiskey for the same price and make my own old fashioned. It's crazy. It's truly crazy. You're going to have to stretch that ball. That's what I'm saying. I was like, I thought about it 'cause I was like, oh, maybe I should just buy it to support him. Like, I want to support him. He's trying to build his brand. He's trying to build and then I thought about it, I was like, nah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Just because you took what the guesswork out of putting together an old fashioned, it's not that hard to put together an old fashioned. And it didn't even have the little cherry. That's my favorite part of an old fashioned is the maraschino cherries. I do love a good cherry, you know? Evie says, I know the Dollar Tree. We can call it the dollar something now store. Yeah, it's not even the Dollar Tree anymore. $30 is crazy, right? And listen, granted, you'll get a few old fashions out of that bottle, maybe three or four. And an old fashioned, I they're usually, I don't know. The cheapest I found an old fashioned, oh, it's actually $10. There's a bar by me that has a really good happy hour, and they have $10 old fashions. But so the cheapest is about a $10 old fashioned. The most expensive old fashioned, you're gonna pay like 21 bucks. Um, but so yeah, My favorite drink is an amaretto sour. Ooh, yum. I don't think I've ever had one of those. So yeah. Okay. Enough about alcohol. We talked a lot about drinking today. Okay, so we talked about Lala, we talked about the mom talk drama, we talked about the Valley and Jax. Tomorrow, like I said, tomorrow's gonna be a really, really good episode. There's gonna be a lot of tea that you're gonna get. Um, it's just I love when there's no press holds and a guest can just speak so freely. A Shirley Temple. There you go. A Shirley Temple is a mocktail that people have ordered since, dinosaurs were around, and that's not even a mocktail price. I bet you anything if you try to order a Shirley Temple today, you're gonna pay a mocktail price, which is basically a cocktail price minus a dollar or two. Hmm. Okay, so there is one last thing that I do want to talk about, and this is gonna get people maybe a little fired up. I didn't realize I made this video that I posted on Instagram and I posted on TikTok um, because I saw that people were going crazy. And I saw that people were, going cuckoo for coconuts because Taylor Swift was spotted at the US Open and she was hugging Brittany Mahomes. And so Brittany Mahomes, I believe she's married to was Patrick Mahomes, who's part of the Chiefs. And so Patrick and Travis Kelsey are friends together, right? And so there was some controversy with Brittany Mahomes because there was something on Instagram that I think she liked a post by Donald Trump or a post about Donald Trump. And people were really upset and they're like, oh, it looks like Brittany Mahomes is backing, Trump, whatever. Taylor Swift obviously has been very outspoken against Donald Trump. And she even did her Miss Americana documentary where she talks about how it was so um easy for her to not get involved into politics until it became something that really mattered to her and something that was really important enough for her to speak up. And so she spoke out and she had what she had to say and she did the Miss Americana documentary and she talked about, her conflict with being political and it going against maybe some of her fan base, yada yada yada, right? Fast forward to the US Open, we see Taylor and Travis, they're together, they're in one suite, they're in another suite, they're hanging out with all their friends. And then there is this moment where Taylor and Brittany see each other and they're hugging. And the moment was photographed and then it went viral all over the internet. And people literally lost their shit. They went cuckoo for coconuts. And my reaction to that was, why is it so crazy that like Taylor Swift is hugging somebody that's her friend. That's somebody that she's hung out with in the past. And so all I said, basically the core of my message was right now as a country, we're so divided. And because I want to clarify this, because I posted a video and listen, Instagram only lets you post a video that's a minute and 30 seconds long. So I couldn't articulate all of the points that I was trying to make, but I feel like I was able to convey the message that I was trying to get across in a minute and 30 seconds. I would have loved to have elaborated on that, but people got so angry because they have this idea that you're not allowed to, because I basically said, like, we need more of this where people are willing to unite based off of their similarities rather than the few things that they disagree on, rather than the few opinions that they disagree on. I'm not the type of person who wants to cut somebody out of my life because of a political opinion, right? I think people are multifaceted individuals. We're humans. We have a multitude of different opinions. We have a multitude of different ideas. Our values are different. And I would rather judge somebody based off of their character and who I know them to be rather than them being part of some sort of political affiliation. Because we also have to understand that right now in our country, we only have two political affiliations. And it's very, one, not fair, and two, ignorant to think that we fall in only one of two boxes. And because we fall in only one of two boxes, that should define who we are as an entire person, right? Because I think as of right now, a lot of people feel like neither party speaks for them, or, one party maybe has abandoned them in some way, or whatever the case may be. And so my point was, we can't judge somebody solely based off of, who they choose to vote for come November. And I understand that some people are like, well, depending on who you vote for, that should speak to your character. But again, that's coming down to this idea that you have to fit in one of these two boxes. And that's just not the reality. I don't think most people fit into one of two boxes. That's why I think the two-party system is not truly representative of who we are as a country, right? We're not just it's not a football team, right? Where you're this team or that team and you wear a jersey. And I do know that there are some extremists on both sides that do wear jerseys or do wear hats and they feel like that's their whole identity. If you feel like your politics are your whole identity, then sure, I can judge you based off of that. But I'm not just going to judge you because I know some people are making votes that they maybe aren't fully, it doesn't fully align with their values, but they're making the best of the options that they're given. Right. And so I do think that we need to have more of this unity rather than this division because we do have more similarities than we do have, differences. And so I stand by everything I said. I say that as a gay man. I say that as a Hispanic man, because a lot of people came with criticism by saying, "Oh, well, I guess it's apparently you're not queer enough if you're just gay now," which I found as an interesting argument that I heard people make. Or some people said that I was white passing, and so therefore I can't speak as a person of color, which was also very jarring to me because I was like, growing up, I was a very chunky brown kid that like you definitely did not mistake me for being white at all. You very much it was very clear that I was Hispanic, or some people thought that I was or am Asian, which I'm not actually. I'm fully Hispanic. Um, so that was just very interesting. Just kind of listening to some of those arguments where it's like, okay, I can have an opinion, but then if you don't like my opinion as a minority, then I'm not enough of a minority now. And the goalpost is just ever evolving, or ever moving. And so I'm somebody that will continue to lead with compassion and will continue to lead with empathy and will judge people based off of their character and based off of their daily actions. Are there extremists that are voting for Trump? Yes. Are there extremists that are voting for Kamala? Yes. I personally don't have anything in common with people that are extremists that fully define themselves by their political identity, by their political party that they've made their identity, right? So those people, I don't have anything in common with. So those people, I don't need to keep in my life because we're probably not going to relate on very much, right? But does that mean that I'm going to walk into a bar and be an asshole to somebody for that reason? No, I'm not going to. And I was having this conversation with somebody yesterday. I'm like, what about the waitress at the restaurant that you go into, right? Who treats you very well. She's lovely. She gives you free refills. She checks on your coffee. Maybe she gives you a free entree, a free dessert because it's your birthday, whatever. And you have a lovely interaction with this woman. And she's a great person. You don't know anything about her personally, but she treated your table the best and you were great. And so you want to give her a 30, maybe even a 40% tip because you really enjoyed her service and she was pleasant and lovely to interact with. Now, what would happen if you then found out that she was voting for Donald Trump or voting for Kamala Harris? Would that then change your opinion of who this person was and how she behaved around you? We need to judge people based off of their actions and how they, show up in this world. Because who's to say, she's voting for Trump for whatever her reasons may be. And I think people automatically go, well, oh, well, your vote must mean this. Your vote must mean that you're racist. Your vote must mean that you're misogynist. Your vote must mean that you are wanting to take rights away from people. And sometimes it's not that simple. And I know some people want to make it that black and white, but it's just not. And I do think that we can lead with more empathy. Am I saying that I'm perfect? No, I'm human. I pop off. My mouth gets me into trouble. I allow my ego to get the best of me a number of times. But what I can do, what we can all do, is try to be a little bit better, right? Try to be a little bit kinder. Try to lead with that kindness a little bit more. And it was interesting because I saw somebody, there was this one guy, I think his name is Boxboy Rich, who I know has been a longtime supporter of this podcast. And, not that I want to create any discourse with him, but he is somebody that was repeatedly in my Instagram comments and then repeatedly going on Twitter and responding to me there as well and trying to like really make this like anti F Trump thing in his comments. And I'm just like, yo, dude, like, why are you so relentlessly like coming into all of my comment sections about this one video that, like, was really just about, "Hey, why don't we all try to be a little kinder?" And, like, we're then gonna turn this into this hateful rhetoric that we're trying to put out there. But so he sent me this argument, which I've heard from a few other people as well. Um, or I've seen this argument. Let me see if I can find uh his exact tweet, but it was something about it was like a quote that he shared about how yes, we can differ, and I want to clarify this because I think this is a really good point, how we can differ on our opinions. But if your opinion affects my rights as a human being, then that's where we can't see eye to eye. And I was like, I don't understand how people are using that quote. Maybe he deleted it or maybe he blocked me because I don't see it in my mentions anymore. But it was basically saying that like, you know, we can differ and I can respect your difference of opinion, but if your difference of opinion affects my rights at the end of the day, then no, I can't respect your difference of opinion. And listen, that's where I agree with that. And I agree with if somebody is actively trying to oppress somebody, if somebody actively wants somebody to have a loss of their rights as a human being, because they don't like them for the color of their skin or for their sexual preference or whatever, or for them being, a woman versus a man. Yeah, that's obviously a person that is rooted in hatred. And so, yeah, I'm not going to keep you as one of my close friends. But my point is, so many of us, think of you right now, just take a moment. I hope we're not fighting in the comments right now, but just like take a brief moment and think of like one of your best friends, your best friend, or even your partner, your spouse, right? And who they are, and the ways that they've shown up for you, and how you know them at their core, and you know that you know their character. You know that if you called them tomorrow, they would show up for you. They would bury a dead body for you. They would drive you, to the hospital if you needed it, right? Now think of that one person that is your go-to, your anchor, your whoever. Now, if that person came to you today and said, "Hey, this election, I'm going to vote opposite of you. I'm going to vote for Kamala or I'm going to vote for Trump." And they say that they're going to vote in opposition to who you plan on voting for, does that then change who that person is for you? Does that negate all of the things that this person has done for you? Because you know this person at their core, you know their character, you know their daily actions, you know who they are at their core. And does their vote come November really change so much so to the point that you're going to cut this person out of your life for that reason? And if that's who you are and that's the type of person that you want to be, then I just think you're leading into the division, right? Because it's only through having conversations with people whether you're pro Kamala or pro Trump, I've had conversations with people on all sides of the spectrum. And it's by having those combos with them that give me a deeper understanding as to why they believe what they do. And oftentimes, it's not rooted in, hyper liberalism. It's not rooted in racism or misogyny or anti, homophobia. It's not rooted in those things. It's rooted in a mom that has 3 kids and can't afford to put food on her table. So she wants to vote for a candidate that she believes is going to help her provide for her family. And when it comes to whether or not I'm going to be, evicted and whether or not I can put food on the table for my kids, that's a real, you know, scenario that people are facing in our country today. And I can't judge somebody for whether they want to vote blue or red, and I say that as a gay man. I say that as a Hispanic man. I am a person of color. I am part of the LGBTQ community, and I respect anybody's decision as long as it's not rooted in racism or not racism, but rooted in hatred, right? As long as there's not this need to want to hurt other people, as long as that's not your desire and that's not what's dictating your vote, I respect your decision, right? I don't respect your decision to want to oppress people, but I'm getting tired of, people just in their reaction to my video trying to tell me all the ways that I'm oppressed. And I'm like, you are a straight white lady. You're a woke white lady on the internet that happens to be straight, and you want to lecture me about my oppression? You want to tell me about how much you're fighting for my rights? Like, I'm sorry, take your white savior complex and go help yourself. I don't need you to save me. I don't need you to help me. I don't look at myself as oppressed. I wake up and try to empower myself every day, you know? Sorry that that may be controversial, that I'm saying we should choose unity over division when you have the option to, right? Obviously, there comes a point where sometimes you're not going to win with somebody. It's going to be like talking to a brick wall and they're just a terrible person at their core. And you decide, you know what? If you're a terrible person at your core and you don't have empathy and you don't, you are rooted in hatred or racism or whatever, then I get that. And I don't need you to be part of my life, because I've seen who you are as a person. I've seen your character. I watch your actions. And for those reasons, I will distance myself from you. But I will not choose to distance myself from somebody solely based on who they choose to vote for come November. That's just not who I am. It ain't. I'm sorry. And now I see this reaction, how people are now getting so angry with Taylor Swift. And again, we forget that we're like so much more alike than we are different. You don't realize how many people you pass by every single day, how many people you interact with at the grocery store, at your office, in the carpool lane when you're waving to one of your kids' best friend's parents. You don't realize how different we are until we actually talk about those things. And then you realize how much more alike we actually are. So we can't judge people off of one singular part of them. We have to judge them as a whole. And as a whole, if that person is not somebody that is in alignment with who you are as a person, that's different. But my point is, stop judging people singularly. I saw Variety then went and published this article about Taylor, and the headline was, "If Taylor Swift doesn't endorse Kamala Harris, she'd be entering a new era." Okay, one, we shouldn't be bullying this woman into an endorsement, right? Because if you want to put a vote towards Kamala Harris and you feel like that's a vote that's pro woman, then why are you, Variety, with the power that you hold, trying to bully this woman into giving an endorsement? Taylor Swift can still dislike Trump and still be anti Trump and not stand for what he supports. And also at the same time, because two things can be true, she can dislike Trump and also not feel compelled to endorse Kamala Harris. Maybe Kamala doesn't give her the motivation to want to speak out. You know, that's her right. That's her prerogative. A lot of people don't care for Kamala that are Democrats, and that's okay. A lot of people don't care for Trump that are Republicans. That's okay too. That's what I mean. That it's like just because you vote a certain way, it doesn't mean you endorse Kamala or that you endorse Trump. And if Taylor Swift doesn't want to endorse Kamala, that's her prerogative. You know, don't bully her by putting out these sensationalized headlines because you want to force her into doing something that's maybe not in full alignment with her values. That's like cancel culture that I thought we were moving away from. So you're going to bully her into being like she's a farce. She's not the person that she was. I mean, there were political positions that I took in the 2016 election, that I took in the 2020 election, that maybe I wouldn't do and say today with my own growth journey, with my own evolution, like Whitney Rose with my own healing journey. So one, I don't think we should be bullying celebrities into endorsements because two, we shouldn't be relying on celebrities for endorsements because that feels like a farce. You're going to like celebrities or who we're going to go to now for political advice. I'm not even telling you to come to me for political advice. People are allowed to have their own opinions. People are allowed to vote for whoever they want to vote for, you know? Like me, I'm not here to tell you who to vote for at all. That's your choice. That's personal or as open as you want to make that to you, right? That's your choice. You can be vocal about it or you cannot be vocal about it. That's your choice. The only thing I can say is whoever it is, make sure it's somebody that that stands for what you want. Educate yourself, make an informed decision, make an empowered decision, something that you want to vote for rather than something you want to vote against. Vote for the person that you feel is going to bring the most, the future that you hope for, the future that you hope to see. That's where you should put your support, right? And whether you choose to be vocal about that or not, that's your choice. That's all. That's pragmatic, simple advice that, shouldn't sway you one way or the other. Do what works for you and work and wants to reflect the world that you want to see, right? I will respect your choice either way. Even if I don't understand your choice, I still respect it because that's what makes our country great, right? Is that we're built on democracy. And democracy is about having the right to vote for what you want without the bullying of variety, or without needing a celebrity to endorse something, or without your friends needing to understand it. You know, I say that again as a minority, as a gay Hispanic man that did not come from money. Baby, I'm from Lincoln Heights. You know, I came from the wrong side of the tracks. I built this life as my American dream. You know, I'm living this American dream because of the mindset and the grit. You know, where the cards stacked against me, sure. Can I look at myself as oppressed? Sure. But I choose to focus on empowering myself and achieving my goals and, overcoming the obstacles that are in my way, rather and focusing on the solutions to overcome those obstacles rather than focusing on those obstacles. Are people going to have it easier than me? Absolutely. Are people going to have it harder than me? Absolutely. That's why I think we can all collectively try to support each other the best that we can, but, stop looking at ourselves as victims. Stop looking at ourselves at how oppressed we are and keep fighting for, the opportunities that we want out of this life. Like I said, I'm living this American dream and I'm proud of that. I'm proud of how diverse our country is. I'm proud of, the melting pot that our country is, the variety of people. I mean, the number of friends that I have that are immigrants that I've had really deep conversations with, especially about this election. I'm very happy about that. I've learned a lot, you know? And I love to have conversations with Trump supporters and Kamala supporters and understand both sides of it. Even when it comes to an issue as heavy as like Israel and Hamas and Palestine's and like all of that, I've talked to people that really see it polar oppositely, and it's taught me a lot and I've learned a lot through that. And I like to constantly expose myself to people of different viewpoints so that I am challenging my own thoughts, because I feel like the more I challenge my own core beliefs and the more I challenge my own thoughts, the more my arguments are strengthened, because I understand, oh, this person doesn't feel this way because they're racist. They feel this way because this is where they came from. This is their experience. It's like, I mean, I don't want to get into all the different issues, but it's just like when you have these conversations with people and you come into it wanting to understand rather than wanting to prove them wrong, you learn so much more, you know? And that's just all I can share with what I've, the reception that I've gotten from that video that I posted on TikTok. It's like blowing up on TikTok, and I know it had a moment on Twitter and on Instagram, and just I had to kind of like really take myself out of the comments because I'm like, this is bonkers. This is cuckoo magoo crazy. Um, but yeah, listen, I'm not perfect. I'm human. I make mistakes. I let my ego get the best of me. I let my mouth get the best of me sometimes. But that doesn't mean that we can't still wake up and choose to be a better person and choose to empower ourselves and choose to show up with active love. You know, listen, that's coming from me that often chooses chaos sometimes, but doesn't mean that we still don't have the option to choose love and to lead with love, because it's an option, right? But on a happier note, while talking about Taylor Swift, it's been confirmed that Taylor Swift and Selena Gomez are big fans of Vanderpump Rules and that they compare notes about Vanderpump Rules. So see, stars, they're just like us, but we don't need them to decide who we're going to vote for politically. Oh, a debate tonight. That's right. The debate is tonight, Michelle. Thank you for reminding me. I am looking. It's going to be an interesting one for sure. For sure. For sure. For sure. Um, Laura says, educate yourself, pray, and then vote and know that God is in control. That's what my pastor said. That's what I'm going with. There you go, Laura. Listen, there you go. I'm sure not everyone, everyone has a different God. And that's again the beauty of our country, is that we're allowed to, be part of different religions. We're allowed to, abandon religion altogether. Some of us, like myself, were raised Catholic and Christian. Others, were raised Muslim. I have friends that are Muslim. I have friends that are, one of my good friends is Lebanese. I believe she's going to Lebanon this week. I have friends that are Jewish. That's the beauty of our country, is that it is a melting pot. We have a variety of people that are here. So, yeah. All right. That said, on that note, I do have to run because I have to go tape the pop report right now. And then we have a shoot for the pop report. Hopefully, I'm looking cute for my shoot today. But that's all right. We have the debate tonight, and then we will have a members only tonight. Maybe we'll try. What time is the debate tonight? Maybe we'll try to make members only happen before the shoot tonight. Or sorry, before the debate tonight. Maybe I'm thinking 4 p.m. Pacific is when I'm going to aim for tonight's members only. And we're going to get it all into the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. We'll get into all the MomTok stuff. There's a lot of tea. We'll get into that. Let's get it. All right, guys. I love you. I appreciate you. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. You know, get some wine, get an old fashioned, get some popcorn ready, and let's watch this debate tonight. Get ready. There'll be a new episode of the Pop Report dropping tomorrow on Wednesday. So get ready for that. My interview with the Mormon Wives is out now. So if you haven't watched that, it's doing well. I think it's like our #1 video right now on YouTube. So yeah, go and like subscribe, leave reviews, like all of those things. Like let's keep us in the top charts. So go show some love and get ready because tomorrow's episode is gonna be wild. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be juicy. It's Miss Juicy, baby. All right. I love you guys. Have a wonderful weekend. And I will, or not a wonderful weekend. Have a wonderful, what's today? Tuesday? Whew, I think I did fall out of a coconut tree. Have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday. I'll talk to you. Well, I won't talk to you tomorrow because tomorrow's episode will be pre-recorded, but we'll be live streaming again come Thursday morning. All right. Love you. Appreciate you. Bye.